Have you ever stopped to think about how something can be massively, mind-blowingly powerful, but at the same time incredibly personal? It feels like a contradiction, right? Well, it's a fascinating idea, and we're going to explore it today through one of the most amazing stories ever told. Let's dive right in. You know, we love to put things in neat little boxes. So on one side, you have this immense, universe-creating power. We're talking the kind of force that commands the wind and shakes the very foundations of the earth. And then way over on the other side, you have that deep personal connection, the kind that knows your name, that sees you when you're hurting, that speaks in a whisper to a tired out heart. But what if those aren't opposites? What if they're actually two sides of the very same coin? To really get this, we've got to meet our main character, a prophet named Elijah. And here's the thing, we're not meeting him on his best day, not even close. We find him at his absolute lowest, completely exhausted, totally overwhelmed, and literally hiding for his life in a cave. Now, what's so wild about this is that Elijah had just come off this huge victory. He'd seen fire come down from heaven. You'd think he'd be feeling invincible. But instead, the fallout from it all left him terrified. A powerful queen wanted him gone, so he just ran. Here's a guy who had witnessed ultimate power firsthand, and now he's just broken and hiding. I think it's a feeling a lot of us can relate to, that feeling of being completely spent, even after a big moment. So picture this. He's in this cave, on this mountain, just waiting for something. A sign, a message, anything. And what he gets at first is just a spectacular show of force, the kind of raw power he was probably used to seeing. First up, a windstorm so strong it's literally shattering the rocks around him. I mean, a terrifying display of pure natural force. Your first thought would be, okay, this is it. This has to be the message. But the story makes this really critical point. The Lord was not in the wind. Okay, so after that crazy wind, the entire mountain starts to shake. A massive earthquake. Again, another incredible display of power that anyone would mistake for the main event. But, you guessed it, the story tells us again, the Lord was not in the earthquake. And finally, as if that wasn't enough, a raging fire sweeps past. So you've got wind, an earthquake, and fire, this trio of just overwhelming power. And at this point, you have to be wondering, right? If the message isn't in any of these spectacular, powerful events, then where in the world is it? And this is what makes the whole story so brilliant. Because after all that noise, after all the chaos and the spectacle, everything just changes. The whole tone shifts from loud and terrifying to quiet, still, and incredibly focused. This is the real moment of revelation. This is the turning point. After all that fury, the connection he was waiting for finally arrives. But it's not in a shout, it's not in a roar. It's in the sound of a gentle whisper. It's in that quiet, empty space after the storm where the real communication happens. So this is the big question, isn't it? Why? Why was a quiet whisper somehow more powerful, more effective than a rock-shattering wind, an earthquake, and fire? Well, this takes us right back to our central theme. The source material has this perfect word for it, tenderness. It's this whole idea that true, immense power is never actually separate from personal, gentle care. It means the same one who can shake mountains is the same one who knows to show up in a still, small voice for a weary soul. See, power and tenderness aren't opposites. They're designed to work together. I mean, just think about it. Elijah was already completely overwhelmed. He was at his breaking point. More thunder and spectacle wouldn't have helped him at all. It probably would have just broken him completely. The whisper was a message tailored specifically for him in that specific moment. It was a gentle, personal connection because that's what he was actually able to handle. It just goes to show, maybe the greatest power is knowing exactly what's needed and when. And this is where this ancient story comes crashing right into our modern lives. We all have moments, right? When life feels like a windstorm or an earthquake or fire. The noise can just be deafening. And so this story invites us to ask a really important question. When things get that loud and overwhelming in your own life, where do you go to find that quiet connection? So, in the end, the story of Elijah's Whisper leaves us with this incredible takeaway. It challenges that old idea that greatness and goodness are somehow separate things. Instead, it suggests that the more you look, the more you see them working together. That maybe, just maybe, the most powerful force in the entire universe is also the most personal and gentle one.